The highly anticipated Water Festival is around the corner in Pokemon Go. This event will power up your Pokemon for absolutely free. Let's jump straight into our calendar now, and as you can see guys, the Water Festival event will be taking place on Tuesday the 18th, and that's going to be starting at 10 a.m. running for 7 days until Monday the 24th at 8 p.m. local time. Before we go any further, let's talk about our new Pokemon Go debuts. We have 2 of them, both coming from the Galar region. The first one is going to be Cramorant, a water and flying type Pokemon. If anyone doesn't know, this is actually going to come in 2 different forms, the gouging form as well as the gulping form. How the gulping form is going to work is that when using Surf or Dive with a high HP, if an opponent hits Cramorant with a charge attack, it's going to spit its prey at the enemy. When it comes to the gouging form, it's only going to take on this form when using Surf or Dive, but while at a low HP, and if an opponent hits it with a charge attack, it's then going to spit its prey at its opponent. The other Pokemon is going to be Arrokuda, the Rush Pokemon. This is a straight water type Pokemon, again coming from the Galar region, and it can evolve into Barraskewda using 50 Arrokuda candy. When it comes to this event, it looks like Cramorant can only be found in Go Pass encounters, eggs, as well as GBL reward encounters, but this is going to be from rank 16 and above. When it comes to Arrokuda, you can only find Arrokuda in field research, Go Pass encounters, but you can also use a Rainy Lure module to draw in these Arrokuda to spawn during the event. Another exciting Pokemon is making its return. We are seeing Costume Psyduck with the swim ring making its return, and it looks like it's going to be spawning in the wild, and a shiny has been released. Before I go any further, I said that this Water Festival event can power up your Pokemon for free. The best way I can explain that is to go through the new Go Pass that will be going live at the start of this event at 10 a.m. We are going to see more encounters with event-themed Pokemon like that Psyduck with a swim ring. We're going to get Rainy Lure modules, rare candy, golden raspberries, and more premium items. Now you can purchase the deluxe version for a total cost of $5, and these are going to be the rewards on that track. You're going to get a Water Festival themed avatar item. You're going to get even more encounters with event-themed Pokemon, again like that Psyduck with the swim ring. We can see silver pineapple berries, rare candy XL, incubators, and more. At tier 1, which is going to be at rank 10, the bonus connecting to this Go Pass is going to be 2 times catch candy, and at tier 2 at rank 20, it's going to be half egg hatch distance for all eggs placed into an incubator during this event. That's just the Go Pass. Please also remember that your August Go Pass is going to be running in the background, but I'm going to revisit this later. Where it gets very interesting is the other bonuses. Like we said earlier, Rainy Lure modules will attract Arrokuda, and there's going to be an increased chance to encounter Shiny Ducklet going to Swanna, as well as Shiny Dupitor going to Araquanid. Both of those shiny lines are absolutely incredible, a great opportunity to get them. But here is the real winner. This event is pretty much broken up into 3 different sections. The first section of this event, which is going to be running from August 18th at 10 a.m. to August 20th at 10 a.m., it's going to be 2 times XP for catching Pokemon, as well as 3 times catch Stardust for catching Pokemon. Then from August 20th at 10 a.m. to August 22nd at 20 a.m., it's going to be 3 times XP for catching Pokemon, as well as 4 times catch Stardust for catching Pokemon. And then for the last 3 days of this event, guys, don't overlook this, it's going to be 4 times XP for catching Pokemon, as well as 5 times catch Stardust. That is, from what I can remember, unprecedented. I don't remember a regular event outside of special in-person events where there has been a 5 times catch Stardust bonus. Let me show you how powerful this is and how to really maximize it. To put this into perspective, let's remind all trainers of what it really costs to power up a Pokemon from level 1 all the way to level 50, especially when it comes to Stardust. As you can see on screen right now, if I wanted to take this shiny Timpole on screen right now and take it from level 1 to level 40, it's going to cost me 269,000 Stardust. The same thing is happening here with this level 1 Tinkatink, which is actually a rank 3 in the Ultra League at Best Buddy. This was caught in the wild for me on Tinkatink Calm Day, and it's also, again, from level 1 to get to level 40 is going to cost me 269,000 Stardust. But it doesn't end there. To take a Pokemon from level 40 to level 50, you need more Stardust, but then you need XL candy. But let's focus on the Stardust again. If I take this Tyranitar that's a hundo, by the way, you can see that if I had to take this Pokemon from level 40 to level 50, it's going to cost me an extra 250,000 Stardust and 296 XL candy. The same with this 100% Conkeldurr on screen right now. If I wanted to take this from level 40 to 50, again, you can see it's going to cost me 250,000 Stardust. That means any normal Pokemon is going to cost you around 520,000 Stardust to fully power up from level 1. But as we know, not everything we catch is at level 1. For example, in raids, it comes at level 20, so some of the Stardust cost is reduced. But when it comes to something like Shadow Pokemon, it's even more expensive. Guys, have a look at this level 40 Shadow Mewtwo I have on screen right now. To take this Pokemon from level 40 to level 50, it's going to cost me 300,000 Stardust and 360 XL candy. That is incredibly expensive, but let's now have a look at lucky Pokemon, which is why I always say trade your Pokemon. This was a lucky Magikarp that was traded to me recently and it's currently at level 40. As you can see on this Magikarp, it's already at level 40, but to get to level 50, it's only going to cost me 125,000 Stardust, and you can see it's highlighted in gold because this is a lucky Pokemon. This is why you want luckies in your bag, because it's going to cost you literally half the Stardust, not just from level 40 to 50, but also from level 1 to level 40. Yeah, that's great, Mikey. Why are you showing us this? You need hundreds of thousands of Stardust to power up Pokemon. This Water Festival event is arguably the best Stardust event we've ever seen. So how do you take advantage of this? I've got about 5 things I'm going to list for you right now, especially concentrated towards the end of the event because those last 3 days are 5 times catch Stardust. The first thing I want you to do is start stacking up on 12 kilometer eggs. The reason why is that at rank 20, which is tier 2, it's going to be half egg hatch distance in relation to this Water Festival Go Pass. So you should be able to hatch these eggs very quickly. If you hatch these on a star piece, guys, it's about 70 to 100,000 Stardust. But what I really want you guys to do now is to focus on your August Go Pass, and you need to try and grind to get to level 75 as quickly as possible. The reason why is that if you do, you're going to get increased XP, but look there again, you're going to get increased Stardust upon hatching these eggs. So this 70 to 100,000 is probably going to go between 120 and 150,000 Stardust with that bonus. That's the first way to take advantage. The second way you can take advantage is to try and line up your 7th day catch streak specifically on those 3 days, because you are going to get a Stardust multiplier. But if you popped a star piece, that's going to be 22,500 Stardust for your first catch of the day. Insane. The third thing you need to remember, don't claim your Stardust Go Pass rewards unless you have a star piece running. A lot of people don't know that a lot of the XP and Stardust rewards, especially over that Road of Legends Go Pass, you could actually pop a lucky egg or a star piece and it actually does stack. So you're not just getting the base amount of Stardust, it's actually going to be multiplied. So at the right timing, it's a great way to really take advantage of that. Guys, if you have not claimed your Go Battle League rewards yet, I know it's very late in the season, but some people haven't even clicked on that Go Battle League icon yet. Guys, remember to pop a star piece before you do that and then eventually collect your rewards. Also, GBL Thursdays is going to be falling right in the middle of this event as well, and that's also coming at 4 times Stardust rewards. There are some great Pokemon spawning here that could really help you with some Go Battle League sets as well, so stay tuned for that in a couple minutes, but there's another great way to get even more Stardust gains because those battles are at 4 times Stardust rewards. The fifth thing you need to remember, now is the time to catch your stacked tasks. Do not do it during Nickit Community Day. We know this video is coming out before Nickit Com Day. We've already done a full breakdown of that event. Please check it out up here, and I will leave it as the end screen. Don't catch your stacked tasks during that event. Catch it during this event. I'm going to leave an example on screen of what I mean. I got a Combi encounter on field research a couple of months ago, but all I did was give it a red or gold berry, and I hit the run button, which effectively means that I stacked this Pokemon, and you can stack up to 100 of them in those stacked field research tasks. The reason why you want to do this, and it's very much a pro tip, is to catch it on a 3 times, 4 times, or during this event, a 5 times catch Stardust event, so you can really maximize your rewards, but with a star piece running. These results on screen with Sableye and Combi right now are granting me 3,000 Stardust per catch with a Star Beast running, but that's at 3 times catch Stardust. At 5 times catch Stardust, guys, we're talking 4,000 or 5,000 Stardust per catch. Very, very broken. During those last 3 days specifically, every single Pokemon is going to be at 500 Stardust per catch. But with a Star Piece running, it's now going to be 750 Stardust per catch, and that's for the entirety of 3 days. Not 3 hours, not 1 day, 3 days. And even prior to this, it's 3 times catch and 4 times catch Stardust, guys. Hopefully now you're starting to see where I'm going with this. This event is literally going to power up your Pokemon for free because we don't have to pay anything. There is a huge opportunity at Stardust, and if you're very lucky, you may see things like Staryu in the wild or Shelder, and there always is because it is a water festival event. Staryu is going to grant you 750 Stardust per catch. Shelder would grant you 1,000 Stardust per catch. But if you see where I'm going with this, Shelder at a 5 times catch Stardust rewards is 5,000 Stardust. With a star piece, it's going to be 7,500 Stardust per catch. Trust me, this is going to change your account and it's going to allow you to power up some incredibly good Pokemon in your bag. What water Pokemon will be spawning in the wild? It looks like we can see Psyduck, Goldeen, Mareanie, and Wimpod, and it looks like there's going to be rare spawns for Phoebus and Clamperl. Additionally, Wiglet will appear more frequently in its specific biome, more likely beside lakes, dams, and of course beachfronts. We also have featured raids going down, and 1-star raids we can see Curly Form Tatsugiri in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We can see Droopy Form Tatsugiri in the Americas and Stretchy Form Tatsugiri in the Asia Pacific regions. We can also see Psyduck with a swim ring spawning globally. Appearing in 3-star raids, we are going to see the return of the Scarf Lapras, including Hisui and Samurott, as well as Dondozo. Those are some of the main details out of the way, but we're far from finished because there's a lot we still have to talk about. How do I really maximize this event even further? Guys, candy gains. Remember, in connection to the Go Pass at Tier 1, it's going to be 2 times catch candy. For a water festival, it's brilliant because we have a lot of time to take advantage of this and go after certain targets, especially something like Magikarp if it's spawning in the wild, because we know that it needs 400 candies to evolve into Gyarados. The other special evolutions I need to mention here is going to be Phoebus going into Milotic. A lot of people think you need 400 candy for that evolution. It is not the case. You need 100 candies, but you need to have Phoebus as your buddy and you need to walk 20 kilometers with 100 candies, then you can trigger the evolution. The other one is going to be Clamperl going to Gorbis or into Huntail. This evolution is completely randomized. It is a 50-50 chance whichever you pick. It is not male or female form. So what you want to be doing is having a Mega Level 3 water type Pokemon in the background the whole time. The reason why is that with 2 times catch candy and a Pineapple Berry, you could be getting up to 14 candy or 15 with a Silver Pineapple Berry every single catch. That is incredible. But the XL candy gains at level 3 are also going to be an extra 25% chance per catch. You need to have a Mega Level 3 water type Pokemon running. The other special evolution we have to mention is going to be Sliggoo going into Goodra, and of course this can either happen in rainy weather, but it can also happen if you're next to a rainy lure module. Of course they are going to be featured this event, drawing more Arrokuda to it, so remember to get this evolution done, especially if you maybe have a shiny Sliggoo going into Goodra. It's not just Stardust and Candy we need to talk about, because if you looked at those bonuses you would have seen that we can also get up to 4 times catch XP, especially on the last 3 days. Let me show you how to really maximize that because it's very, very powerful. All trainers actually have a really good chance to get to level 80. If you want to get to level 80 from an XP point of view, you need to get about 203 million XP. And this event is either a great way to achieve that or to get very, very close. Let me show you how. In the last 3 days at a 4 times catch XP reward, guys, if you pop a lucky egg, what this means, if you hit an excellent throw on a first ball throw as well, you could get up to 9,500 XP per catch. That is absolutely incredible because it's going to be lasting for 3 days. And the days prior to that, it's going to be 3 times catch. And the first 2 days, it's going to be 2 times catch. Even more potential for you to get XP. But let's focus on those last 3 days. What that means is that if you just threw 10 excellent throws on a lucky egg with your first ball throw, guys, that's 100,000 XP for 10 excellent throws. If you threw 100 excellent throws, that's going to be 1,000,000. That is very, very easy to do. People are doing that in half an hour on a spotlight hour. You've got 3 days to do this. There is not just millions, but potentially tens of millions of XP available to you this week. Please take advantage of that. If you guys want help on landing those excellent throws a lot easier for those XP gains, please consider using White Kyurem's Ice Burn or Black Kyurem's Free Shock. What Free Shock is going to do is going to keep the Pokemon still so it won't move, and you're also going to get a 1.25 times base catch rate multiplier to make it a little bit easier to catch. What Ice Burn is going to do is that it's going to slow down that ring to make those excellent throws also easier to hit from that point of view. Very important to mention this. Also consider the day this event starts is going to be Showcase Tuesday. You can enter 5 different different Pokemon into different showcases. Of course, with some big events right around the corner like the Mega Finale, we have big videos coming on that coming soon, but you need to enter those showcases to potentially get some premium items for those bigger events. But you can also chip away at that showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases, and you can get an encounter with that PhD Pikachu. Remember to do that. The next thing you guys need to remember and consider is that this is the Ultra Unlock Part 2 event, but the Ultra Unlock Part 3 event is in the middle of this event, which is going to be Mega Starmie making its debut in its own Super Mega Raid Day. But this is going to be charged up with more XP rewards, more Stardust rewards to really further our gains than what it usually would be. Remember as well that Starmie is a permanently boosted Stardust Pokemon, also granting you 950 Stardust per catch. With the 5x catch Stardust rewards we just mentioned, you can see how everything's working in tandem. Guys, you need to play this week. Another very important tip we have to mention is that the day before this event starts, DMAX Magikarp will be making its debut in Pokemon GO. But the other thing that's going down also on Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time is going to be a Spotlight Hour featuring, yes you guessed it, Magikarp with the 2x catch XP bonus. This is a great opportunity for a couple of things. If you got yourself a good DMAX Magikarp and you needed some candy to power it up, we mentioned the 400 candy cost going to Gyarados earlier. This is a great time to do that, especially because Gyarados as a DMAX attacker is actually really strong. It gets, I think, 3 or 4 different fast moves, of which 2 of them are half a second fast moves, so it's a really interesting Pokemon to use as an attacker. But the other very important reason why this is so important during the Water Festival is that Spotlight Hour can help you chip away at your Fisherman medal, one of the hardest medals to complete in Pokemon GO. As we know, we need 50 platinum medals to get to level 80. The XP is one grind, like we've already said. The medals is a completely different story. This Fisherman medal requires you to catch 300 giant Magikarps, which is not easy to do. Generally, the Magikarp would have to weigh more than 13.13 kilos. Because Magikarp is going to be spawning all over the Spotlight Hour, it's a great opportunity to also use Palkia's Spatial Ren, so you can further your radius of spawns to get even more numbers in. You need to be catching hundreds of Magikarp in that hour to try chip away at that medal. Speaking of platinum medals, these are some others to mention. The Swimmer medal, which requires you to catch 2,500 water types. If you do complete this, you're going to get a +4 base catch multiplier on every other water type going forward, including legendary Pokemon. Please consider chipping away at the Picnicker medal. Throw down those Rainy Lure modules for those Arrokuda spawns, but also it requires other trainers to catch 2,500 Pokemon on your lures. Try and do this towards the back end or on a weekend where there's going to be more trainers out playing. Another pro tip, the World Championships and Pokemon XP event has been announced for the 25th of August, but a feature of that is that certain Pokemon when evolved can get their legacy moves. A lot of them are water type. So if you do see Pokemon like Totodile, Wooper, Spheal, and Sobble, and maybe you get a good PvP IV or you get 100% IV, do not evolve these Pokemon, because during that XP World Celebration event, you will then be able to evolve it to get Hydro Cannon. Very important to mention that too. What Pokemon should we be going after during this event? Let's get straight into it. The first one I want to focus on here is going to be Goldeen going into Sea King. Sea King right now is ranked really well in the Great League, currently in the 79th spot. It is going to need 2 legacy moves on this though, which is going to be Drill Run and Icy Wind. The optimal IV set you want there is going to be a 0-14-14. Even in the Ultra League though, Sea King performs even better. With XL Candy, this is why we need those Mega Level 3 water types in the background to get ourselves as much XL as possible. And the Ultra League is currently ranked 44th with the same moveset. The optimal IV set you want there is going to be a 15-15-15, and that's going to max out at 2-4-4-4, which falls just below that Ultra League cap. The next one here is going to be Mareanie going into Toxapex. Only really in the Great League does this Pokemon really shine. At a 0-15-15, it can actually reach level 40, which makes this a really bulky Pokemon. Another Pokemon you could go after is going to be Wimpod going into Gallisopod, which actually has a Mega coming to the game at some point, so getting that hundo could be pretty valuable. With 2 different fast move sets, with Fury Cutter, X Scissor, and Aqua Jet, it's sitting in the 105th spot, and with Shadow Claw, Aqua Jet, and X Scissor, it's sitting in the 194th spot. The optimal IV set you want there is a little bit strange. It's a 0-8-15. So screenshot that now if you want to remember. Very spammy Pokemon, is very good. And the Ultra League though, it performs even better, currently sitting in the 64th spot, and that's going to be with Fury Cutter, X Scissor, and Aqua Jet. The optimal IV set you want for the Ultra League is going to be a 1-14-15. Now we move on to our debut targets. Cramorant and of course Arrokuda going into Barraskewda. If we start off with Barraskewda very quickly, This Pokemon kind of reminds me of something like Sneasel. It can hit really hard. If we have a look at its base stats, its attacking stat is really high, but I just think its defense is just far too weak. It's going to be very much a glass cannon. It's going to hit hard but not stay on the battlefield very long. It's barely breaking into the top 100 water types. So in the Go Battle League, it could have some play, but honestly, I think this is going to be a dex filler or a very budget water type attacker for a new player. Cramorant, on the other side of things, is definitely not going to be a raid attacking Pokemon. It's more likely going to shine in the Great League with that gulping form and gouging form. I think it's going to have some interesting play, but again, looking at its base stats, I'm not sure how good it will really be. It doesn't have the bulk against something like Pelipper, which shares the same typing, so I'm not sure how good it's going to be, but definitely worth the test. But the big target we also have to mention is going to be Mega Starmie, but we also... Yeah, no, Starmie, it's not your video now, bro. Yeah, he also yeah, I know they haven't subscribed. Just subscribe, guys. It's going to be a lot easier. But please remember as well that we also have Mega Swampert that's going to be in Mega Raids all the way until the 25th. Mega Swampert is one of the best water type attackers in the game still. And as a ground type, because it does get access to Earthquake with its ground typing, it's breaking into the top 10. Guys, this is an incredible event in Pokemon Go. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hype us as much as you can. If you guys want to check out Naked Community Day, trust me, there are things in there you definitely haven't thought about. Don't be fooled. Please check it out above me to my top left. And of course, if you want to see everything going on in the current week in Pokemon Go, please check it out up here. We appreciate you, love you, go with us, catch you in the next one, baby.